In Nigeria's digital economy space, there have been recent advancements in fintech, e-commerce, and technology innovation. Popular indigenous startups are leading the way in digital payment solutions, while other online stores continue to dominate the e-commerce sector. Technology hubs and incubators are also flourishing, supporting the growth of a vibrant technology ecosystem. While some say Nigeria's digital economy is dynamic and evolving rapidly, some also believe we are not yet there. We are not yet where we should be. And so on the conversation this morning, we will be looking at promises made. Are they being kept? With me in the studio to provide insight on work done is Hamisu Jafaru, Executive Director, Hamtech Career Academy. You're welcome to Business Express.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Now, President Tinubu, in his inaugural speech, pledged to create 1 million digital jobs in the first 2 years of his administration. For someone in this space, how is it going?
Well, I think the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy has started in the right direction by setting up the 3 million technical training program, which is 3MTT, and it is aimed at producing and training and empowering youth, about 3 million youth, and the aim is to ensure that these persons that are trained in this scheme are able to they have the skill to be able to go forth to occupy jobs in the technical field. So I think bulk of that promise will be coming from the digital economy angle and sector. So they are working towards that. We're still in the phase of the training, so it's now as though that we've gotten to the stage where export of skill would begin, but now we're still in training phase. So the job may not have been created, but it's a step in the right direction. You have to first empower the youth and those that will be acquiring the skill with the right knowledge and the skill set before they can go forth to the global markets to compete and dominate the market, thereby ensuring that they get something that they earn for themselves. So they are in the right path, I believe.
Great. We have a roadmap to achieving these set targets in the form of the National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy, and we also have the National Digital 3 Economic Council to foster collaboration between public and private sectors in the digital space. What is your assessment in terms of impact?
Okay, well, as long as even before this two roadmap, the minister had already set up his own personal roadmap in achieving most of the renewed hope agenda. And in that roadmap, one of the key things there, in fact, it clearly states 5 major points, which is knowledge development, which is where the 3MTT comes to play. It also made mention of policy development. That's where the development and revamping of additional tech policies like the blockchain policies, the startup policy, or the startup act that was signed last year, and other policies. Then it also made mention of infrastructure, where they are going to develop our infrastructure. And initiative has started in line with this, based on what I've seen, like the 774 fiber optic that will be connected among the 704 local government areas. And there is also the trade aspect, which is the exportation and the innovation. So I believe these 5 key points and 5 pillars capture the whole integration and collaboration that is needed for us to be able to achieve. As it stands, we are not seeing so much in the area of trade, and I believe the reason why we've not seen so much in that pillar is because we've not been able to foster and build in the talent, because it is when you build in the talent that you can now begin to talk about innovation. From the innovation, you now begin to talk about trade. So we've not begun to see the area of trade where services, digital marketing services, and digital markets and digital services are available, and that area is lagging from my own perspective. And I believe as it's just a year to after the inauguration. So I believe it's something that we still have time to be able to assess and get better assessment in line with the topic.
Access to affordable internet and digital literacy in promoting the digital economy have been a challenge. What is the way to go?
Okay, well, infrastructure being one of the pillars again, because I will be going through with what has been promised. It's easier to guide ourselves with what has been promised. Now, infrastructure is one of the pillars, and in that infrastructure, one of the strategy is for them, based on what has been made to the public, is for them to build broadband and fiber optic infrastructure. There was an interview that the minister attended with a media house, and one of his key points in that interview was the fact that Meta is bringing up fiber into the country, and they are developing strategies to ensure that fiber goes across the country. Now, if it doesn't, as long as fiber is able to go across the country, there is the implication of drastic drop in cost. And also, there's going to be drastic drop in cost by the time 5G finds its foothold around the country. As it stands, not all part of the country is having that 5G signal. And because of that, the cost is high, and it's reflecting on the infrastructure that we have. So once we're able to build the infrastructure, and the infrastructures are good enough and can go around the country, there's going to be a there's going to be a reduction in the cost of data, and that's going to boost productivity from the ends of those with the skill.
Great. What are the biggest opportunities for further growth of the Nigerian digital economy?
Okay, well, there is one of the now we have about the ICT sector contributed about 16.69 or 66 GDP in the fourth quarter of last 2023, and that is because that's as a result of us utilizing just 2% of our skill, 2% of the infrastructure we have. We don't have the interconnected economy that other countries have. So by the time we begin to have an interconnected economy, that's going to boost productivity. It's going to boost skill growth. It's going to boost innovation. And when innovation is when we have that boost in innovation, it would reflect in the end user, thereby ensuring that we have more businesses who would acquire funds to be able to start up their own company. By starting up their company, it means that they will have to recruit technical talent. By recruiting technical talent, it boosts the productivity of the company, it boosts the productivity of the country, and on the long run, it affects the global citizen of the country. So I think there are opportunities, there are growth, especially those that are key into the 3 million technical talent programs, which aimed at redirecting those who want to switch into IT, the ICT sector. So the ICT sector is broad enough. I believe personally that the IT sector is broad enough to occupy everybody, to accommodate everybody. We have countries that have relied heavily on the ICT sector, and they are doing well. So if we are diversifying the economy from the oil dependence that we used to have into the ICT sector, it has the leverage and the scale to accommodate everyone. So those who wants to go into it still have. It's never late for us to go into it and be a dominant factor in that field.
So how can the administration ensure inclusive participation in the digital economy for all Nigerians?
Okay, well, it all starts. We have the digital enablers, which are usually those that ensure that technical skills are available to those are the innovators, the entrepreneurs. We have the digital users, which are those who make use of this technology. They are those that operate based on these technologies that are available. Then we have the digital transformers. Now, the digital transformers are those that tend to build. Those are the trainers. That's where the regulator falls under. So by the time you are able to bring all these three together, you have the regulators to regulate, you have the innovators to innovate, and we have the users to use. By doing that, you find a way. You succeed in interconnecting every sector, from the health to communications to trade, and every sector together. And by doing that, there's inclusivity, because all sectors depend on trade and services for them to be able to carry out their business processes.
Just before I let you go, are there concerns about cybersecurity threats as the digital economy expands, and how should the government address them?
Good thing for us is that the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2024 has been revoked, and a new one has been enacted, which was signed recently, which is the Cybersecurity Prevention Act 2024, and that tends to, it was more of like an update and an amendment of the lapses in the 2015 Cybercrime Act. So but beyond that, we have the cybersecurity professionals who are also at the aim of affair of ensuring that all that is needed to be done is done accurately. Then there is the concern of the security that comes with innovation, with emerging technologies like AI, and I believe it's an area we are not doing so much well, especially when it has to do with AI security. We've not really looked at that angle, but again, it's an angle I believe we should look at. So once we're able to, this act has been, the NSA, National Security Advisor, has promised to implement the act fully. There are a whole lot of things that need to be done. The National Cybersecurity Policy and Strategy that was signed, that was 2021. No major stride has been done in line with that, and that needs to be done. And that the National Cybersecurity Policy and Strategy is a policy that is reviewed every 5 years. So by next year, it will be due for us to review. But meanwhile, the ones that was the policy that was documented as at 2021, there was no major stride that has been done in line with that. Even the one that was done before that, 2014, nothing was done, or nothing major or concrete was seen by the public. And that, again, is happening. Even though we have the 2021 policy clearly made mention of action points, agencies that are responsible to carry out specific action, we still did not get the right implementation plan. So I think it's something that we need to look at, because that's a key point. It is a policy that documents how we defend our territory, how we manage the country's cyber domain, and a whole lot. And it comes with a whole lot of things like the online child protection policies, and a whole lot of information are documented in that policy. But sadly, we didn't get major stride in that.
And Mr. Jaffer, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you so much.
It was great having you on the program.
It's a pleasure.